Today's movie is what you'd get if you crossed the Terminator and Deadly Friend with I Spit on Your Grave. Yeah, I was pretty intrigued by that idea too. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Ernest Farino's Terminator riff, Steel and Lace. Released in 1991, this is one weird little flick. It's got a solid cast, with Bruce Davison and David Naughton, and the idea of a killer cyborg back for revenge against the men who assaulted her. It's a film that wears its influences on its sleeve, but can it live up to the lineage of the films that inspired it and deliver enough vigilante justice to earn a 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out! Oh, and before we get started, today's video is brought to you by patrons Mick Zazworski, Eric Flint, and Dusty Barker. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. Honestly, every bit helps keep this show rolling. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on this card. Fry's Distribution Company. Great, now I'm hungry. How the hell did they get Bruce Davison to be in this thing? I mean, I know he has like 3,000 credits on IMDb. He probably just filmed this during lunch while shooting another film on the lot. What? And David Naughton? I'm a little bit worried this movie might be too good for this show. Oh god, look out, the credits are on fire. Someone get the fire extinguisher. Oh, it's like a gender reveal. Or the title. Steel? Is that crappy Shaq superhero movie?
It's hammer time.
What a magnetic personality.
Steel.
Oh, there's Lace. Phew. Not gonna lie, Steel and Lace was gonna be my mixed tag team name. And right to the building establishing shots. Ooh, from one establishing shot right to another. I like where this movie is headed. Hey, I don't remember Pam Grier being the reporter outside the People's Court. I'd have watched more had I known. Dollar Store Pam is here to deliver some exposition. This is an assault trial and the jury has reached a verdict. Wait, now this movie is animated? In real time? It's gonna be like 100 hours long now. Turns out Senator Kelly is here, and he wants to wipe out those pesky X-Men once and for all. Oh yeah, this dude looks guilty. At the very least, he's guilty of a crime against fashion with that suit jacket. Is that lizard skin? And while we're waiting for the verdict, let's kill some time with a flashback. Here's our leading lady, Claire Wren. She kinda looks like Barbara Crampton. Back in the future, the jury is back. But don't get comfortable, because now we're headed back to the flashback, which is definitely heading for I Spit on Your Grave territory. I mean, this definitely does not look right up her alley. Produced by David Dakota, how's Linnea Quigley not in this? And directed by Ernest Farino. Farino hasn't done a lot of directing, but he did do visual effects for The Terminator, The Thing, and Van Damme's Cyborg. Look at this dude. Looks like he just wandered over here after doing some extra work in The Lost Boys. Anyway, enough flashback. Let's go back to the courtroom live for the reading of the verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson. Oh wait, wrong trial. Judge Lynn Toller here is not pleased. And they got off on a technicality. Where's Charles Bronson when you need him? I mean, if they'd let Jack McCoy prosecute this case, I guarantee those guys would have gotten the chair. While the defendants are celebrating, Gailey is up here on the roof like this is a Drifters song. Do kids even remember the Drifters? Christ, I'm old. Davison wants to save her, but she's gonna Nestea plunge off the roof instead.
Take the Nestea plunge.
And obligatory actor screaming no scene. This is basically me every time this damn site flags me for demonetization without telling me why. And house establishing shot. I have no idea what or where this house is, but now we know it's there and it's 5 years later. I will say I feel like this movie is playing fast and loose with the whole space-time continuum thing at this point. Inside, they're apparently shooting one of those reverse mortgage commercials. Just sign on the dotted line, Gramps. All our loans are backed by Tom Selleck. You trust Magnum, right? Let's take a second to break down this ensemble. Sweet mullet perm, Miami Vice jacket, silk scarf, and bolo tie. This dude is peacocking like he's mystery. I'm gonna start calling him Dan Johnson. This is the look of a guy who just realized he signed his life over to Tom Selleck's predatory mortgage lenders. I have nothing left to live for. I will say it's fascinating we're setting this guy up as the bad guy because he's stealing this old guy's house. I mean, the assault from the start of the movie wasn't enough. We get it, he's a slime ball.
Be out of the house in 12 hours or we'll knock it down.
Gramps is like, I kicked the Germans' ass in WW2. You don't want none of me, son. Oh yeah, driving gloves. Maximum D-bag achievement unlocked. And of course he drives a Jag. I mean, it fits since he's a Jag-off. Everyone splits, which is good news for Dan here because he's got to meet Tubbs to take down some drug dealers before Edward James Olmos puts him on desk duty. The bad news is his car's gonna break down. I mean, this is what you get when you buy a Mustang. Probably should have taken one of those extended warranty calls. Then things are about to get steamy.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean when he opens the hood. But before he can call AAA, this car shows up. Oh my god, he's got boots too. Great, this is about to turn into a Penthouse Forum letter. I knew all this peacocking was gonna pay off. This really might be the most 80s film scene ever composed. Neon skirt, Miami Vice jacket. If they put Phil Collins on the soundtrack, I'm never leaving. Also, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I've seen a lot of P-Hub videos start this way. I mean, heard that a lot of videos start this way. Heard. I never watched that stuff.
You know about cars?
I know a fucked one when I see one.
Don't worry though, first Mrs. Goodwrench is gonna offer her auto diagnosis.
Must have been a power surge.
A power surge? Sorry, I need an official ruling from Lance Henriksen on this.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Then she makes her move, and I'm guessing the matchstick isn't the only thing rising in this scene. Dan Johnson's like, yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse. As they head off, she's working the stick.
Hell yeah.
No, not that. I mean, this car's a manual transmission. It's a stick shift. Settle down. After some driving, they wind up at this hotel. ESPN and WTBS? Fancy. And they splurge for the honeymoon suite. I sure hope they rent this room by the minute because there's no way Dan is going to need the full hour. Man, remember when this movie was a courtroom drama? We're only 16 minutes in and that seems like a lifetime ago. They make some small talk and she's obviously impressed.
Sounds fascinating.
No, try it like this.
This is absolutely fascinating.
Jesus, I hope they're not near any open flames. The amount of Aquanet on their hair could probably cause an explosion that would rock a city block. After some necking, she decides to slip into something a little more comfortable by shedding her skin. Man, if she's Nick Cage under there, this video is over. Wait, I can't believe it's not Barbara Crampton? How? I'm so confused. Dude is getting drilled, just not in the way he expected. Judging by this, I think we can say it's safe to assume she has mixed feelings about Dan. Yeah, I'm not saying a word about this. So this is basically the movie you'd get if Camille Keaton in I Spit on Your Grave was played by the Lady Terminator. I'm all in. Hasta la vista, baby. Over in another movie, this dude is checking out some artwork.
What do you think?
It stinks.
Oh, holy shit, it's Detective Mark Borchardt. We got some ritual murders down here. Looks like the work of a coven. Fun fact, that's not far off. That's actually Dead Next Door / Ozone director J.R. Bookwalter. Since he's busy, we'll let Detective David Naughton take lead on this one.
This man has a hole in him.
I knew that there was something, I just couldn't put my finger on it.
So Brian Backer's like, I survived the burning for this? I am starting to think this movie's wardrobe was provided by Chess King. Or maybe Oak Tree. Back at the precinct, David Naughton gets a call. It's probably his agent asking him what the hell he's doing in this movie. Hey, look at Dan Johnson. He's looking downright Hasselhoffian in these headshots. Kinda looks like the love child of the Hoff and Dan Marino. After some jibber jabber with the courtroom artist lady, Dunn makes a call.
This is done. Get me Captain Grover.
Chief Elmo must be on vacation, but hey, I'm totally buying that these cops are a bunch of Muppets. When he gets in to see the captain, he wants him to follow his ex to keep her off the trail.
Help her by keeping her away from Emerson and his pals.
There's a history here, Captain.
Guess that marks the romantic subplot square on our B-movie bingo card. Then he shows up at her door. Hey, I just wondered if you wanted to grab drinks at the Slaughtered Lamb. And here we are. Back at the apartment, Naughton's gonna make his move. You have the right to remain silent while I give you some sugar. What the hell ever happened to the Lady Terminator? Is she gonna come back and be in this movie? I liked it better when she was drilling dudes. And speaking of, oh, what the hell movie? This looks like she's equipped with the Game Boy Color camera. By God, she's locked in the claw. Will my JR ever get better? Probably not. Man, she's really got that thing locked in. Looks like she's neck deep, but she's definitely trying to get ahead in life. Naughton and the artist are in bed, and that's pretty risky. If she showed him her full moon, he could have gone full werewolf. And for her next project, she's gonna take up notebook rubbings. Down at the scene, it's the greatest headline ever waiting to happen. Headless body found outside topless bar. Hey, it's Squiggy! Kids even remember Squiggy? Christ, I'm really old. Oh, hey, remember Bruce Davison? Yeah, he's still in this movie. He's about to lay down some fire tracks in his home recording studio. Oh, wait, he's just practicing wig fitting for his upcoming cosmetology test. Man, you could definitely say that Gailey here is a real metalhead. Look, she's powered by a giant gobstopper. Is there anything science can't do? We have the technology. We can rebuild her. Hey, is that the Terminator arm? Is he building Skynet? Great, she's not only a Herminator, she's also fantastic at making snuff films. Oh, sure, let's just stop for 5 minutes and rewatch key moments from earlier in the film. I mean, why not? And we can waste even more time at this crappy art exhibit. God, I sure hope he's not going to serenade her on the piano. Then we see why Allison is an artist and not a detective.
It was Emerson, cleaning house by getting rid of his friends.
Yeah, way off, sister. With Allison out of the way, Bruce heads off to see his sister. Android. Then we jump over to a script meeting. Ugh, these new pages are terrible. 2/3 of the way through this mess and they're still writing new pages. Squiggy's like, you know, I was a star once. I was on Laverne and Shirley. In the next scene, someone's writing a check. Probably to buy their way out of this movie. Allison shows up to question Emerson's pals, and look at that jacket. It's like she got a print of the dogs playing poker and put it on denim. Back in the office, looks like this dude is definitely about to get a visit from HR. She wants to go somewhere a little more private where they won't be interrupted. So sure, right in front of this giant window will totally work. Then they get down to business. Well, sexy business. I don't think this is what they meant when they scheduled a team building retreat. Except she's the cyborg. These real dolls are getting very lifelike. Don't stop now, baby. I was ready for you to insert your floppy into my hard drive. Man, she's bouncing on him like a bad email. Oh yeah, baby. I love it when you interface with my PCI slot. And this dude's like, oh, don't stop. I'm about to upload my data. And here, I thought she was getting drilled. But I was wrong. Allison eventually winds up in the office where she finds a very stiff man.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. Well, sorta like that. I mean, he's dead. Dude clearly needs to step up his skincare game too. She flees, only to discover her agent is dead as well. Aw man, do you know how hard it is to get an agent to rep your courtroom drawings? I'm so boned. Back in Bruce's lab, he's like, welcome to my Twitch stream. Tonight we're gonna react to Faces of Death. When he's doing that, Naughton's having an intervention for Allison. Look, maybe it's time to find a real job. You could paint caricatures down on the boardwalk or something. I wouldn't say this means we can mark detective off her list of potential jobs, though. Look at that cigarette ash, hanging on there by a thread. I was more interested in that than anything in this scene. Naughton's not buying her Nancy Drew routine. He'd rather play around with the blame game.
Duncan died because he was trying to help you. You're responsible for his getting in harm's way, nobody else.
Harsh, dude. Over in another movie, it's chow time. Hungry Man dinner and a bottle of Boone's Farm. I've been there. Oh, Gailey isn't just a murderous cyborg. He's also programmed her to be a jukebox. That's handy. I don't know, this is all kind of weird, like Small Wonder grew up to be a murderous killbot or something. Back at Emerson's office, it looks like we're in a blue movie. Alfred, meanwhile, is like, I didn't survive Cropsy to die in a low-rent gender-swap Terminator ripoff. But Dollar General John Stamos here is like, you can't leave for a long weekend until this all blows over. I'm gonna need those TPS reports ASAP. Naughton, meanwhile, wakes up the next day to see that the head shrinker still haven't cured his furry fetish. Looks like someone had a very good time last night. Ah, great, the bear left me a Dear John letter. Again. Get to the chopper! This dude looks like Flyboy's kid. I'm gonna see Cropsy. He'll know what to do. Oh, look, it's an early version of your car's GPS. Alfred's ready to get the hell out of Dodge, but like a good little employee, he's gonna take the TPS reports with him. But Allison catches him before he can leave. Look, I'm sorry I spied on you in the shower at summer camp. I was a horny kid. Turns out she's here with a proposition.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. She's gonna take him to the cops so he can finger Emerson for the crimes. Wait, that still sounds dirty. But this twosome's about to turn into a threesome.
Isn't there something you should be doing?
Alfred's heading to the Whirlybird, but the T-800 is waiting for him. She's gonna give him a haircut. Hold still, I'm just gonna take a little off the top. Well, that was more than expected, but I'm sure it'll grow back. And now Allison is doing her best Springsteen impression. Looks like she was born to run. And then she sees Gailey randomly fall off the roof. Yeah, let's just roll with it. And now the cyborg's gonna save her. This is not how she was programmed. Probably needs a reboot. And Bruce Davison is not happy about any of this.
Drop her.
With all that done, it feels like we're ready for the climax, but Allison is all tied up. Oh my god, she's being held hostage by Kate Gosselin. That's the haircut of a woman who will demand to speak to a manager. Inside the office, Emerson looks like he's gearing up to recreate the end of Scarface. But he must not have had enough coke, because he dozes off. Then realizes he's late for football practice. Then Gailey shows up for the morning meeting.
I have something I'd like to put on the table.
And then she starts nagging him.
Terrible. A monster, but you're so small.
He's not gonna take that insult sitting down, so he stands up and starts blasting. Dude hit her right in the interocitor. This is no big deal though. I mean, look, her liquid cooling system is still fully functional. Back in the truck, Allison is broken free and is about to throw a wrench into Bruce's plan. Oh yeah, she just clubbed him like he was a baby seal. Emerson is on the run, but he's trapped. Damn it, I knew we shouldn't have used the emergency exit stairwell as a storage closet. And now the cops are here too. It's nice of them to finally show up. Up on the roof, Emerson grabs Allison. Nice work, Allison. Cyber Karen isn't going to put up with this nonsense, though. But Bruce shows up to override her programming. He wants no survivors.
Override 1492 Lazarus.
Oh, sweet. She's got a finger laser pointer. Then this happens. What the hell? Where'd she suddenly get laser powers from? And the roof may not be on fire, but Emerson sure is. That guy always thought he was hot stuff, and now he is. Mannequin falling to its doom. Drink. And now the cops show up, just in time to blast Bruce. It's only a shoulder wound though, so together they make a leap of faith. And credits. So, what have we learned from Steel and Lace? Well, for starters, that a whole lot of people tried to make gender-swap Terminator movies in the 80s and 90s. This is like the third one of these I've done. Of them all, I like this one the least. This is not to say that Steel and Lace is bad. It's just not nearly as batshit crazy as movies like Alienator and Lady Terminator. This one plays it pretty straight, where the others really just embrace the craziness, and so this one feels pretty staid in comparison. But enough about that. Can Steel and Lace terminate enough scumbags to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, this one is a bit of a tease. We get a great drill kill, one drained corpse, and the helicopter decapitation, but that's about it. When the gore is here, it's good, but there's just not enough of it to justify giving Steel and Lace anything more than a 2 barf bag rating. This is not a sick flick, but if you love Terminator ripoffs, you'll want to see this one anyway. Looking for a better gender-swap Terminator clone? Then be sure to check out my review of Lady Terminator. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.